And also, just wanted to highlight on the other side, LaFlix, also on the AWP, has basically been the powerhouse behind their success in those games. But we're now going to be hopping underway of Black Dragons versus EndGame on Vertigo.
Yeah, and this one is so exciting. Obviously, this is the map pick of EndGame. They've played it plenty of times before. Black Dragon's not as much, but still a comfortable amount. And for this round, game on the pistols also have quite some utility in hand to force Black Dragons out of position. You can see already the fight's definitely in favor of the T's here. Bomb now has been planted and a retake needs to come in. It's gonna have to come completely dry. Not a single piece of utility nor a kit. And again, ooh, hello, Younger does grab some nice clean headshots. And look at that, the retake comes in and pretty clean too.
I'm a bit surprised that all sort of fell apart there. EndGame, it looked like they'd done the perfect execute, right? They threw that great Molotov to flush out the pillar position. We can see this player sitting there with the nade ready to throw that. And I was thinking, this nade is going to be a real juicy one. But the Molotov flushes her out. She gets taken down. The site gets taken. Black Dragons, they have two in mid. So they've got the really quick rotate. And I think we also saw a very fast push through A as soon as that B take came in. So the response was there, and the retake, even without the kit, comes in well. And that's going to allow Younger to get this M4 as well in the second round. Bomb going down, of course, means it is a full buyout for EndGame as well. 2 AKs on the board for them. The Fix relegated to a deagle. It looks like she actually dropped one of those AKs for her teammates. So putting a lot of faith in Lulu and Naomi here. See what they can do. Looks like they're interested in A at the moment.
Yeah, things have slowed down a little bit. They threw a tiny bit of utility over as well. Just to see the response of the CTs.
Actually, looks like we might be getting a round restart here. Teams have run back,
I think,
avoiding doing damage to each other.
Yeah, because once you've done that, then you can't go back.
Be a bit of a strange strategy, running back and dancing around T-spawn. But who knows what we'll see. But yeah, as we're sort of saying, as the game was kind of getting underway, LaFlix on EndGame, definitely a player to watch. Also, Sinon, in their first series, put up a 1.61 KD. And the interesting story here is that Sinon previously played for Black Dragons. So, again, maybe a little bit of a grudge match there, something to prove. So an interesting storyline to consider in this game.
Yeah, I mean, that's really interesting if you switch over to a different team and you know the players you're going to go up against, just, how they like to play. That can be of great value. Of course, things have changed over time, but definitely, personality and play style. You will remember that, so it could become a bit favorable. Also, vice versa. Obviously, they know very well how Sinon plays too. So in this case, it can definitely work both ways. Looks like still a bit of a pause. I see a Nani being twice in the server. I don't think that's supposed to happen. So yeah, we're still missing one on that Black Dragon side. But let's hope it gets fixed soon.
Speaking of Vertigo, so last week, EndGame's matchup was against Red Dragon. And they played Vertigo and Dust 2. So 2 of the maps that we're going to be seeing today. On Vertigo, 16-7 win. And they didn't drop a single T round. They actually won 11 rounds in a row after a fairly even start to actually get that victory. So even though they've lost the first 2 rounds here on the T side of this game, I'm hoping maybe we'll see some exciting stuff coming out from them once they get kind of the full rifles across the board. Actually, this isn't 2-0, sorry, I should say. It's a 1-0, it's just because the rounds restarted. So just because they lost the pistol doesn't mean they're not going to be delivering here on Vertigo. And then Dust 2, they look very strong on that as well. So 16-6. So even though I think on paper, Black Dragons, as we discussed, the favorite in this series, EndGame, certainly able to deliver and hopefully makes it a competitive series.
Yeah, a lot is probably going to be determined by this map. I mean, so far Black Dragons have the pistol, but there was a bomb plant involved, so anything right now as of this start can still happen. Um, but yeah, if Black Dragons grab a lot of rounds on CT as well, and it might start to slip away. We're gonna land ourselves on Inferno after this. Yeah, things might get real tough.
Yeah, I think we spoke at the veto that you highlighted that Black Dragons kind of pulled it out of left field with that Inferno pick, right? Because
Yeah.
from sort of the past cash cuts and the Impact League, they've played it twice and they've only won it once. So I think that maybe EndGame might have been a little bit blindsided by that pick. And the fact that EndGame don't have a lot of experience on that map, it sort of puts a lot of pressure, so to speak, on EndGame putting up a good performance and taking their map pick here. That way, there's a little bit of leeway, and I think both teams feel fairly comfortable on Dust 2. So really, it's all, in my opinion, going to come down to how Vertigo plays out as to the rest of the series.
Yeah, for sure. Will be interesting to see, obviously, if we land on that Dust 2 map, it can go literally any way. And then we really got quite the game on our hands. Obviously, that is still the third map. But I really would love to see it come out.
Me too. Me too. It does look like we do have players reconnecting. So I think we should be hopefully getting away shortly. On the B stream as well, we have the other matchup that's going on tonight in South America, which is W7M taking on, I'm so sorry, Velas, do you want to go with the pronunciation of this one? I just don't want to butcher it. You said it so perfectly before.
Wait. Oh God. Oh no. I think. Hold on.
I heard you practicing this one in the green room. I know you can do it. I believe in you.
Wait. The oh God. No, I don't want to embarrass myself. No.
All right. How about you try Tatelne Gatuve? How about you try that one?
Totane Gituve.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
Nailed it.
No, but was it? Wait. Oh God. Kem Elas.
That sounded great. I mean,
I try my best.
Chat probably. If
please,
we've got any Portuguese folk
in
the chat, don't go too hard on us. We're trying our best out here.
Trying our best. We're just, Loki from the other side of the world. So, but it's great. It's just really fun to see and get to know these teams as well. Obviously, we are from EU, but to see the, all these teams coming together, all for the same cause and the same passion and love that we share as well. That's really fun. I mean, right now they're not on, but for example, when we see the player cams and everyone is just getting really hyped and excited, that's really the moments that make my heart flutter a little bit.
I don't know if you're watching the during the ambush series earlier of Snowfear 5, Joanna, who plays for ambush, she plays with her leg up like on her seat, and it's like her arm goes around. She posted a picture on Twitter afterwards because a lot of people were surprised and thinking maybe was it a pillow, but no, she in fact plays with her leg like sort of propped up almost in front of her screen. So that's one of the highlights that we get from the player camps. We get to see the more out there ways people play with the keyboard and mouse. I don't know, Velas, are you one of those people that sort of has are you a rock style player with your screen an inch from your face, or are you more laid back Joanna style?
Mine is super normal because I started playing casually first and I just never changed my setup. So I just obviously I have all the gaming gear, I have 2 monitors, all those things, but those people that have their keyboard literally a 90-degree angle.
I mean, mine's probably at a good maybe what's 45-degree angle.
I mean, it's slightly diagonally, but not a lot. It's Yeah.
Well,
I
the
don't know.
oldies like
I'm
me,
very normal.
will remember from the LAN days when you had very cramped desks and you had to put you had
Yeah.
a little mouse pad, you had to put your keyboard sideways to be able to
Yeah,
do
that's
it.
true.
I don't know if
That's where
casual
it comes
LANs are
from
as big a
originally,
thing
yeah.
these days, but
Yeah, but we are now in the COVID days. Everyone,
that's great.
everyone is just stuck at home still, unfortunately.
But
Well,
speaking of
hopefully
LANs,
soon. Yeah,
you know,
hopefully.
we've got DreamHack Dallas kind of the end of the road for this whole Impact League season, which these teams are fighting out for one of those two South America slots. So exciting stuff, and I think this group, just sort of looping back to it, it is the one that's probably the most up for grabs, right? Like in terms of, I think no one is sort of doubting Furia's ability to put on a show in Group A. It's very similar to Enigma Galaxy, right? So
Yeah.
in Group B, there's a bit more flexibility with that, and I think if you get off to a good start in these double round robins, because we've still got quite a few series to go. But, you start off the first 2 weeks with a win. That's a good place to be.
Yeah, that for sure is a really good spot to be in. We sadly do have to pause our game for a little bit as we still are experiencing some technical issues. So we will be going to a very short break, but hopefully we are back very shortly.
Takes more than money to force a change. Takes more than time to heal the pain. Heartbreak will light the fire.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We just had a little bit of a pause as unfortunately one of the players on the Black Dragon side had a PC crash. It happens. Of course, we were just talking about it. Everyone currently still playing from home. And who knows when someone pulls your internet or shuts down your whole PC. But looks like we are ready to jump back into the game.
Yeah, sometimes the cat just wanders in and hits the plug. You know, we like to build the suspense, build up those storylines, get excited. Although we are just hopefully getting this underway. It is a little pause here. I've actually, I was, when we were doing the women's cash cups, I did actually one time kick my, just, you know, when you're dangling there and you know, your legs are sort of out there, I actually hit the power button on the PC mid-cast. So hopefully don't do that today. I'm like consciously aware of where my feet are at all times, just in case I accidentally knock the power out again.
Yeah. I can't really do that. My PC, the case is not actually on the ground. For me, it's on my desk, so it would be really hard for me to hit it, actually. But
well,
back in the day,
like Joanna, maybe you could.
Yes, maybe in that case. Well, I would have to stretch my leg up quite high. Actually, I'm not that tall, so my legs are also not that tall.
Well. We'll wait for this player to reconnect. I hope everyone is having a lovely day in the chat. We had the women's of the European division earlier today, where we got to watch Ambush take on No Fear 5. Ambush getting their first win in a very decisive 2-0 fashion. It looked really good. No Fear 5 not quite able to come into it despite a couple of close rounds, but Ambush and particularly Kezi looking incredible on that roster. So the groups over there still highly competitive. So we'll jump now over to South America, and then later on will be the North America games. So plenty of women's CS action here for you this evening, and next Thursday and Friday evening, every Thursday and Friday evening, in fact, for the next 5 weeks.
Yeah, because this is currently week number 2. In total, there is 6 weeks actually. And after the 6 weeks, we have a weekend of deciders to determine the top 2 teams that will make it to DreamHack Dallas in June. So a lot of spicy stuff to come ahead. Now, finally, we are back into the game. 2 rounds have passed. And because of that, EndGame is quite out of money. They decide to go for this heavy mid push. But so far, well, okay. Lulu does manage to pick up a FAMAS in the process. But is down to just 14 HP and already see him creeping in closer by the second. Almost takes down another one. So at least that's a bit of damage dealt. But yet again... oh, actually, no. This is the second round now on the board for Black Dragons. And
yes,
now
the scoreboard resetting there, but we're all back now into the 3-0. And yeah, you know, not a bad effort there, just some upgraded pistols, do a bit of damage. And we are going to see that AWP come out on the T side immediately for LeFlick. So there's nothing to contest her on the other side. It's just rifles. I highlighted her as kind of one of the players to watch, so I'm really excited to see where she takes this. The AWP, not always the most popular weapon on T side Vertigo, just because of sort of some of the shorter angles, the rotates can be a bit awkward, but you'll often see it sort of played towards ramp. We'll see if she's able to find an opening with that. There's a 3-woman lean towards A, in fact, from Black Dragons. The B side completely open.
Ooh, there was a head spotted there for a second. At the same time, though, some trades happening on mid, but still... things are evened out on this scoreboard. LeFlick still very eager to try and make something happen with it off so far. Not a lot of impact yet, but at least the shots definitely have been heard. So for the CTs, they definitely need to be aware of where that op might be headed soon. Junger already here boosted up.
Oh, the position.
Ready. Oh, no one's checking her so far. still everyone sitting tight. Ooh, and they're gonna be creeping closer and closer. Everyone with their back. Oh, well, Flix does look, but misses Junger in the process. So now the op does go down. They're so eager for a trade. Now they have sandwich her onto the site. And they can easily now plant the bomb. Wall of smokes are up. And Goddess is left with a 3-on-1. Spots the head of the first. And now, yep, the good read. Oh, it's so incredibly close. Almost transfers onto the last player. But it is Sinan surviving with just 8 HP.
It looked like Junger had everything there, right, tucked into the corner. There is Sinan that was kind of holding that position from deep within ramp, but she's tucked in, and two players walk past her vision, only able to get the one, and then gets dinked for her troubles. But it comes down to the wire there. Goddess, what an attempt there. Those first 2 kills super clean, plus gets the dink. The M4A1S just not quite able to convert that kill. They are going to buy up into it now, just knowing that the money still hasn't really been built up on sort of the Black Dragon side and the EndGame side. So Galils and FAMASas across the board, a couple of Deagles. Probably guns favoring EndGame at the moment. Sealers with this lurk in mid's going to tag down Nani. Is she going to be ready for Goddess? So close, though. This MP9 can be quite powerful, but there are 3 Ts about to clear her.
Well, they are going to be walking in blindly, no flash, but eventually the trade does come. Still, they seem to be quite comfortable, but not if Nani peeks like that. Only downside is that the AK is all the way down at the stairs, so it's quite risky to recover that. But at least now a player advantage. Dina now waiting behind the sandbag. Last time around, there was a player up on short, and now she tries to tap away, not quite connecting. There was 1 kill, not the second. And at the same time, now the T is definitely eager to set foot onto this A-bomb site. And they are now able to plant the bomb. Flash will go over so they can at least position for after plant. But there's already a CT creeping in from ramp. Let's get traded. But it does leave us with a 1v1 with Nani on the Deagle. Oh! And there we go. Well, it was still a very close one, actually, considering that Black Dragons didn't have a lot of cash into that round. But yeah, EndGame still take it.
Yeah, it looked like it really could have been Black Dragons around there. They gave away a lot of 1v1s there. We saw Dina post up with that FAMAS towards Sandbag. So there was no Molly to clear her out. The flash comes in to support her and get the opening kill, but she's traded out. And then another player goes down just with a Deagle on the site. I think they had the player advantage. It was a 2v3. They probably could have slowed it down a little bit. In the end, EndGame are going to be the ones that take this round, evening it up and having to save now. Naomi, fully aware of this, has got the MAC-10 out, hoping to get some cash money in her bank account. Money is still not really in a great place for EndGame because, like you mentioned, these rounds have still been quite close. A lot of 1v1s.
Once again, EndGame is looking to set foot onto A. Definitely seems to be the more favorable bomb side. Do have a player lurking around just in case. Tina here down on mid, but at the same time, all the angles have been checked. The wall of smokes is up. And everyone can just walk out without a lot of contesting so far. Uncle Tina creeps in, will come in from behind. Oh, look at that! That's a nice clean up through the smoke. Sinan also grabbed one. Leaves now Julie on all on her own. Yeah, just sitting here for an exit. Does hear the reload, so perhaps someone will come her way. Might be nice if she can steal a weapon away. Because actually, EndGame's money is still not that good. Because last round, Black Dragons managed to do quite a lot of economic damage.
Yeah, they really want to keep all 4 players alive here. They can afford one to go down, but you want to keep as many alive as you can. We did mention EndGame's T side's quite strong, and they're off to a pretty good start here after losing that pistol and conversion. Oh, she does find one in the end. Thankfully, not able to find the second. Well, thankfully if you're EndGame at any rate. So it's going to be 3 now for the T side. The full buy coming out on Black Dragons. The money's still not quite there to be able to get like the AWP a little bit light on utility, a few missing flashbangs and the like. Still a Galil out on Cold Xena, but not going to be too much of an issue against these M4s and the FAMAS, the Galil, as some like to call it, the budget M4. Doesn't work quite like an M4 for me, but I like the idea. Also, it's so lovely that we have the player counts now as well. They've appeared with us now after the pistol round, so it's nice we get to see all the faces of these players as they frag out in the server.
And again, it is Cold Xena. She's making some noise over here at B, and most times she was here on her own or she was lurking around on mid. But now might not be quite the fake yet, but Julie ready to peek off the flashbang of Goddess. Great teamwork there, at least clearing out the first player. There were some trades happening over at the other side, but ooh, sadly not the second kill quite connecting. That does open things up over at B. You can see EndGame is liberating. Maybe they should head to the different bomb site.
Yeah, it's a bit of a gamble here, right? You sort of just have to make the call. Splitting up, maybe not the greatest strategy, although we do see Goddess is going to go over and try and get the info, but the T's are actually being pretty slow about this. And if they throw the execute utility in, that's going to give time for Younghead to get over here in time, but it looks like they might be going for just a walk up. So Goddess, she's going to be tested. She's alone on site, and that flash is perfect. She's forced to duck down, and Cold Xena just zooms up onto site and takes her head off. Young are now forced to save this M4. Quite valuable. Now it's an AK, even more valuable. Should be happy to hold on to that. EndGame, they're going to get 4 on the board, and this is going to put Black Dragon's economy into not the best position. You can see no money really on any of the players, so it's probably going to be one of those pistol buys around the AK. Younger can maybe drop these flashes over or flash her teammates in for a bit of like a rush strategy. You know, Vertigo's a site with a map, with a lot of very close choke points where you can overwhelm the enemy. So we'll see what they opt to do here. I'd be surprised if they go out for the full buy here, just because 3K across the board. You'll have plenty of money in the next round if you save. And yeah, it does look like with PG50s coming out, it's going to be this hero AK tasked with all of the work.
Yes, for now, EndGame is still in a very, very comfortable position. Not a lot of pressure onto them. They know the money is not too ideal so far. I do want to see LaFlix have a bit more impact with that AWP. So far, we haven't really seen her shine with that one. Most of the time that she was peaked off, and the AWP was lost in the process. She had to reinvest into it. And again, the pistols on the Black Dragon squad have done great damage, grabbing an opening. And there's now a second AK in hand. Goddess has retrieved it. So, player advantage and an extra AK. And suddenly, EndGame is a lot more passive.
Yeah, you've got to be careful being too passive on some of these eco rounds. You know, the deagles on dodgy angles, P250s tucked in. They can take your head off if you're not careful. Mine's going to be better just to go in with a full execute. Don't be too afraid. It is just the 2 players here on site. Goddess has the AK, but no armor behind it. Julie, with that molly going down, she's going to go in the position the molly was. This might not get checked, although she just has a deagle. So, the player jumps up and taken out. It looks like she might have had the position. Youngher now, she's going to be activated, but no chance to get a kill. Just too many players streaming into the site, and that's exactly it, right? Just the numbers advantage, the armor, the weapon advantage. It's too easy for that site to get overwhelmed, and now it's just a 5-7 and a deagle. Although, only does find one. Dinner, it'd be a pretty incredible round to do much here, but if she could take another sculpt, that'd be valuable. She does get taken out by Nami, so in the end, a pretty decent round for EndGame. They only lose the 2. Keep that AWP, get the bomb plant, and on 5 rounds now, so a good start to their T side.
Yeah, I am curious to see how EndGame will now play out this round. Of course, Black Dragons have a 4-buy back on the board. Actually, first time they have an AWP in hand. And what I've been seeing the last couple of rounds is that their map control was not as present actually. And that's quite a tag onto Nami. Younger doesn't quite connect to kill so far, but mainly what we have been seeing out of Endgame at this moment is just them going in as a unit, but leaving the other side completely as is. And except for the first 2 rounds, I think they didn't really have a lurker to grab intel for the rest of the team, and then yeah, the CTs managed to still do quite a lot of damage. Of course, now with still the rounds being won, they are in quite a good spot. And you can see now actually in this round, they are definitely spread out a bit more. Now in the mid round, they are eager to group up and try and make a play together.
Yeah, it's interesting. You often see a lot of A aggression early on from both sides. And the run boost comes in, but Younger, she's too quick. She's very fast with this AWP. We saw her get the leg earlier. She's lined up to get another. Takes out Meanie. She's just shooting them like fish in a barrel, taking down 3. She's trying to get this third player. Gets the actual leg there, I believe, as well. So now it's just Lulu left alone, and she gets spotted out by Goddess. So the delayed take, it's just not quite there for them. And Younger just posted up deep. With that AWP, it's too easy for her to take those players down.
Man, the way that they just walked into her, and it was also not really a lot of utility. I guess they just wanted to try to run boost and see if that was going to be enough. But after that fail, they still wanted to trade, but everything was a tad bit too late. And then they all went in one by one, and well, good counter flashbang. At least it does give the teams a bit more room, perhaps, to peek up. But Junger's still ready with this op, and almost the same position. And they are definitely aware, and the Flicks is still not able to quite cross, and Junger always ready. Almost the second one as well, but does get tagged in the process as well. She's only 5 HP herself. And at the moment, you have 4 players alive on each side. 1 player low also on each side. And things now have slowed down. Things got a bit too heated on ramp. You can already see Junger took on a more passive position. But the rest of the team now is delivering a bit more from the site. Making this now a 3-on-2.
That's a nice double kill there from Nani. She was mollied out of sandbags and unfortunately to panic a bit there, but she stands her ground and manages to actually find 2 in that engagement. So really nice defense. And off the back of that, it's going to force the T's to move towards B. We can see on the minimap that Julie is on hand, but she is playing a passive hold, actually holding mid. So they're happy to play retake here at the moment, keeping 2 players over towards A. Obviously with Younger low, needs to have the support of Goddess alongside her. The T's are going to get this site and the plant for free. The Flick's obviously low, but with the AWP, doesn't necessarily mean too much. And Julie caught off guard there. Coldzina, she's pushed up a little bit deep and catches her off. And now even Goddess won't be aware of this. She catches her out, and Younger left all alone with 5 HP and an AWP. At this point, you've just got to save.
And the money isn't too great either on the Black Dragon's side. Of course, heavy investment with that up. And yeah, simply it's better to just save it, keep that heavy weapon, and perhaps drop a weapon over for the rest of the teammates. Because Dina doesn't have a lot of money. I think Nani is able to buy, but
they've got loss bonus, so we'll see.
Yeah,
I think they're going to buy here with the drop from Younger. It's just going to be maybe Nani a little bit light with the rifle there. Maybe a FAMAS again out for her. We'll see.
Yeah. And well, there is still that bonus weapon onto Coldzina. Still onto that Galil. Let's hope that that might not cost her in the end, because we all know Galils can be a little bit tricky to spray there from time to time. And already again, good utility damage early round by Black Dragons, but the first pick is now in favor of Endgame as Nami went very aggressive there, punished the early ramp peak by the CTs. She's now creeped up really close, waiting for that smoke to fade. Well,
that's a great smoke as well. That's the Ivy smoke thrown from Spawn. So you can see they're specifically punishing the position that Young has been playing, because that's, I think, 3 rounds in a row that she's played towards that side. So this time they throw the smoke. Minnie gets the spam on, just assuming that the player is going to walk out through the smoke. And as I say that, another player walks out through the smoke. So she's happy with that. And that's a really great read from EndGame and a good execution from Manny there to get both opening kills in the end.
It has created a lot of room, and Nami just keeps on giving. Continues while actually the rest of the team walks out to B, thinking, okay, there must have been a rotation at this point. Not quite the case. And Goddess has taken down 2 players in the process, but it does leave her all on her own.
And look at Nami. She's deep in elevator. Goddess will not be aware of this. Not expecting this player to be so close, especially with the bomb coming in now. And she actually swings out and checks it, so does find the kill, but she runs out of bullets, has the ESP, picks up the AK and tries to spray it out. Actually catches the flick, so she throws the smoke. There's a chance that she can do this. The 1-on-3. Doesn't have a kit though, has 2 flashes. This would be the ace if she finds it, and no, Lulu's able to find her and, denies the ace clutch, but a good effort.
A really, really good one. Actually, a lot of these rounds have been quite close, even with Black Dragons just being on pistols. But at the end of the game, it is EndGame winning the rounds over and over again. And Money, well, it's still not too great on EndGame now. Black Dragons, actually both sides not too ideal. We still have, of course, Leflix with an open hand. She can also drop a weapon over. But in fact, if any of these teams win a round now, perhaps it could be time for the economy to be broken again.
And I think one thing that's interesting is Leflix, she's actually swapped over, I think, because for spawn base that Colt had for the AWP there. But it's going to be aggression, actually. I'll get to my point in a moment as Leflix is going to run up with that AK again with that spawn base, able to get out there so quickly. That's the site taken in 25 seconds. It's all over. CT is forced out, and they're going to have to retake if they want to go for this. The weaponry, not in the best position for it. Let's see if they opt to, but it looks based on where they are sitting towards A site still. Only Nani here. She's going to get flashed through. Finds one, but is traded out immediately. And the CT is coming through A ramp. They are able to find Nami. It did look like she had the favorable position there, so this is getting quite messy. But as I say that, 3 players go down in quick succession. That's going to be an 8th now for EndGame. And the point that I was about to make before that round just happened in a moment of seconds was Leflix hasn't been needed yet, right? You know, we highlighted her as one of the key players to watch from EndGame. She's super impactful on the AWP, and at the moment, her presence just is not necessary. The rest of her team is stepping up, and they're already won the half, and there's still so many rounds left on the T side. So EndGame going to be feeling really good on their map pick here, and it's already put Black Dragons into this half fight once again.
Oh, and Julie, she's about to say hello, and at the same time, we have her teammate just jump peeking for a bit of intel, seeing if there are indeed players right behind. And actually, the CTs do manage to grab the pistol kills again. And it's so funny how actually the pistols did the initial damage, not even the Galil nor the off. But in the end, at the end of the round, we have 2 recovered AKs in the process. Only Nani has to buy. And this is now a great round for Black Dragons, and the economy, it's looking a little rough on the EndGame side.
Yeah, it's a stolen round there, and it's a great showing, and it shows kind of what you can do when you play a bit more aggressive. Catch them off guard. They're not expecting the drop down through ladder there, and it just works out perfectly. The crunch is gonna give them a bit more economy too. So because they recovered so many rifles, they're now going to have enough money for most likely the rest of this half, unless they get completely rolled here. You can see the money on EndGame has been reset as well. So we've got only the 2 AKs, and Younger, the quickest flick you'll ever see, takes it down through the wall, gets another for her troubles, and a 3rd. So she's unstoppable in this position, finding everyone, and that's a clean round, not a lick of damage done to the CTs.
Just the way Dina was like, you know what? I have no bullets. Let me just grab that kill with a pistol instead. Ugh, man. Yeah, and of course, it all started. We do have Junger in this position, and you highlighted that they used the smoke earlier to punish them and prevent that from happening. And indeed, that round worked out great because Junger was not able to shine with the op. But now, instantly, they left it open. They peeked right into it, and yeah. Well, okay, then now it's time for the eco round on the end game lineup. And they're just overwhelming, running out onto the A side. There is now a Molotov in process. Does make things heated, but it's at least a bomb plan. So right now for end game, this is already pretty much a round 1 for them. This is their goal. But with an AK in hand, this yeah, it could get tricky, and I like what they're doing right now. Trying to still grab some intel, but they all are in the same position. They need to be able to trade each other out, and so far, definitely is working, but in the process, the bomb was defused.
You know, I think in the ambush series earlier, I think there was at least 2 bomb defusals in smoke. So that trend continuing here. Black Dragons probably would have been there around in the end, although that AK was looking very sharp on Coldazina, so but they're able to get that defuse off. They're making it a bit more competitive here. You know, it was 3-8, so being able to find a few more rounds here. If they can find the 7th, we talk about Vertigo being a bit more of a map that T's can have impact on. This time it's going to be Juliet's actually here with the AWP. It's not Youngher. All these smokes are down, blocking her vision off. Actually a bit of mid-aggression too from both teams. There's 2 players on each side here. Sinot's going to swing out, but Goddess is quicker, finds both of those players. It's going to force the A players to activate. The dink comes through, I think, the floor there. The AWP dink. That's what it seemed like. I definitely heard the dink noise there. Doesn't find the kill, though. Now the health and player advantage going towards endgame. Dina, she's got everything to do here. She does find Flix, and the spam comes through. Nani supports her as well. Coldazina does find the trade, just to find 3 more scalps if she wants to bring this round back. Gets the tag. She knows where one of those players are, but there's still 2 more to find. Now you're getting a little bit of purchase. Going to slowly clear these angles. She's got time to work with. The CTs are playing quite a nice setup here, so if she finds one, the other can activate. Although, if she slow walks this, she might catch the back of Goddess, depending how far out she's peeked. And, oh, she does see her. And, there's that activation from Nani. And, all right, it's going to be 8 rounds in the end for endgame. We're going to go to a quick break, and then we'll be back for the second half of this matchup.
Peace of mind ain't gonna stop until I get what's mine. Oh, 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 Lord, won't you set me free? I'm only happy when I can be me. Oh, show me my destiny. Hey, oh, ready to fight. Hey, oh, you can't.
Yes, and we are ready to get this second half on the way. Now, EndGame have switched on the TT side now. And it's going to be real interesting to see what they can deliver. At the same time now, Black Dragons moving in as a unit down towards the A side. Not really haven't made a lot of noise just yet. But now the Molotovs and the smokes will start flying out really soon, forcing out Nami completely from this angle. And that's good for a bomb plant already.
Yeah, they're setting up for a retake here. They've got the smoke, couple of flashes, and a kit. So they wanted that bomb to go down. Lulu's going to find the opening as well. So that's a good position to be starting from. They have info on all these players. Nami finds one. Nani does a trade out. That bomb, it's been smoked. But the players, you can see the T's up close. Nani's actually sitting in it with a knife. She's going to go stabby, but not finding anyone to stab. And whoa, Goddess finds one as well. The bomb is being defused. In the meantime, the knife, it comes in, but it's too late. And that's going to be the defuse coming through at EndGame, finding the pistol.
Oh, that's so sad.
Chaos.
I thought for a second, man, maybe they could have done it. Like I could actually see on the player cams them being so happy, like with the knife kill in the end. But yes, EndGame now quite a role. They had a very good initial run in the first half, but Black Dragons definitely are looking to keep this one competitive, and with that bomb plant they have now also bought up into this round. Dina just on Vertigo, but I think perhaps she dropped over a weapon to someone who could also then buy a bit more utility, and already Nami's head taken off. Ooh, but the read, it's a nice nade. Lulu definitely aware of where the T's could be coming from. But so far, not really a lot of aggression. Everyone just playing it slowly, hoping that they can entry. Now, there's going to be a flashbang, and at the same time, the red players come in as well. The hold does seem to be there for a second, but it does eventually crumble. And it's a very good round now, actually, and it has all flipped on its head, and Black Dragons is now in the advantage.
You can kind of see how that played out, right? So Black Dragons, they actually get the opening kill towards A. You can see one of the M4s went down there, and that forces a bit of a response from EndGame, right? They have to keep a player over there, be a bit more wary. They have this sort of 2-2 split on the sites, which leaves mid underprotected. So two players are able to walk through mid, and then the crunch comes through B stairs. So perfectly executed, isolating the CTs, and a great response from Black Dragons. And they keep 4 alive with rifles as well across the board. So the Deagle getting upgraded. You see an M4 getting picked up for Nani. So not too bad, and keeping it competitive here, Black Dragons, with their first T round.
And they even recovered a couple of weapons in the process as well. That's nice for the economy to slowly build it up. Because we saw actually both teams struggle quite a lot with the money, which then resulted in actually at the end of it being a really, really close first half. But EndGame still eager to stay into this, and they will just buy. And 4 once again bought up by Flix, a FAMAS, along with 2 Eagles and an MP9. Not a great amount of utility, but if they work together, they could definitely do a good job of delaying things, especially with their smokes. But yeah, maybe not as much as intel you could gather. Not a lot of angles you can push, because yeah, perhaps you need to save them for retake.
I think Lulu, she's going an angle. Does see someone. She's got a support here from Sinon in the back, and the flash is perfect. She swings out and finds one, and it's going to chime in elsewhere in the map. But Sinon's going to get the trade onto Goddess, so the numbers advantage towards the CTs. That A site has been opened up, but LaFlix, she's tucked in perfectly. Look to your side, LaFlix, and she does. She finds Nani. It's just the one player lurking here, though. You can see Julie still over towards B, but there's 3 players here. She spots one, but the spray, they're going to be ready for her. They respond, and now it's just Youngher left alone. She finds the first and the second. Okay, we're now into the 1-on-2. We can see the Leflix. She's on the rotate. This Molly is going to land towards Heaven there, so there is a bit of room to work with. The smoke coming through. The Leflix is close to Slight, and she is ready for Younger. Finds the kill. And that's going to be a 10th there for EndGame, but wow, that got very, very dicey.
I was like, okay, no, wait, this round should be going for Black Dragon. And then I was like, wait a second, EndGame is suddenly doing things. And then we had again Black Dragon popping off, but it was EndGame winning it at the end. But with that amount of players eventually fallen, Black Dragon's money completely shattered. It's only Junger who has a bit more left to work with, but even she just goes for the bag block so she can buy up into an op. And so far, defense not struggling a single bit. Ooh, okay, bit of a missed flashbang, but that's fine. Still 5 players left alive. It's only the UMP here onto Coldizina. Does eventually fall, but it's not the most ooh, crazy weapon fallen. Tech 9 does some damage. Wait, was that a flashbang kill? Hold on. I am not sure what happened, but someone on the T side got a kill with a flashbang.
You don't see that very often. It does 1 point of damage. I don't think I've ever gotten a flashbang kill in my life. I think I've killed someone with a smoke grenade. That always feels good, but a flashbang in an official is pretty impressive. And around pretty good effort from Black Dragons, to be honest. They get the bomb plant down, and now Young has got enough money for the AWP. You know, we were talking about Leflix earlier and saying how she could be quite prolific on the AWP. We haven't seen her out with that yet. We saw her get a double kill a couple of rounds before, get the clutch. I'm really looking to her to step up and maybe do what Younger was doing on that CT side, you know, locking down ramp. As you can see, Younger, she is keen to aggress. She's keen to be fighting back with the T side up. So I'm really interested to see if Leflix is going to bring that out. Maybe perhaps when the economy gets a little bit more established. It's going to be the T's leaning towards this A site. Maybe goes for the peak, but she is traded out. Leflix does find 1 kill as well from Sandbag. Has to be careful here. She's got no smoke, and with the nades coming through, able to avoid them. Get out of dodge, but the rest of the team, they all look like they are setting up to go for this A take.
Now the C's definitely make themselves known over there. Another flashbang that popped over. Now Molotov. Oh, maybe not as favorable for Goddess. She couldn't quite peek of that angle, but still, with the smokes up, it's good for still a nice bomb plant. Now they can reposition for after plan. Not a lot of utility left actually on that T side in order to hold the CTs back off. So it will be crisp aim that needs to do it here for Black Dragon. So far, Junger has managed to find 1 Goddess and Nanny with the follow-ups, and it's all onto Coldizina. Managed to pick up 1, but eventually it is Black Dragons that is a tad bit too strong, and they are eager to creep closer again, and they might do so because the money is pretty much empty, and Coldizina, Sign-In, they have so little to work with. This might actually go into a force.
Yeah, you can see the Deagle coming out, but Younger, I gotta highlight her again. Just her impact there on the retake, right? She's sitting at sandbags, which can be a bit of a difficult position. It's not too bad with the AWP just because you've got the long angles and there's no AWP on the other side to hold you down there. Because of the lack of utility, she can't get flushed out. And I gotta say, I love the last kill there. It's through that tiny sliver of a gap at the top of the sandbags, and she manages to find the kill on Coldizina. So really showing what she can do with that AWP today. And alongside Goddess and Nani, these 3 players are the driving force behind Black Dragons holding on in this game so far. Looking like they want to take this to double digits. If they do manage to secure this round, it's definitely going to reset the endgame economy too. So it could be looking like it gets tied up. So it's going to depend on how well this defense goes once the T's decide to activate. The moment they're just taking a look in, seeing if they can find any openers, see if EndGame are willing to give them anything. There's actually a double stack towards sandbags, so this could pay off. You love to see these kind of cheeky plays on the half buys, so let's see what this Molly does, because oh dear.
Yep, it will have to be the smoke. In fact, the only... Oh, no, actually, no, there is one more smoke left on the CT side. But it could be quite a valuable one. There is actually a flash that blinded the CTs for a second, but still, the amount of kills that start to rain. Oh, man. And the leaves now younger. All on her own, not the way you wanted this round to go, of course. It would have to be a very sick 4K, and it's simply not happening. Even handing over that AK to the CT side, that is very, very dangerous.
I think that round is, could potentially be the round that defined this game. I was starting to tell the storyline of how Black Dragons, they take that round, it resets EndGame's economy, they then even up the scoreline. But losing that, look at the money, Velas. It's not there. They have no cash in the bank. Some of these players, they might even be considering going for the Force here, just because even if they save this, Goddess and Yuli, they're not going to have anything for the follow-up round. And then you're looking at 14 on the board. We'll see what they're going to do. And yeah, like I said, Goddess, she's opted in for the Force here. Don't know what the rest of the team is. It could just be because her money's a little bit off, that they're not. But no, it's going to be a slow Force coming through. So Mac 10, Tech 9s. Could be a fast play we see here, and that might be enough to catch off EndGame, but it's really hinging on this round if Black Dragons want to put up a solid performance here and maybe get the upset.
Looks like just going to be walking out dry from mid. Already good for 2 kills for Lulu. Sammy with a follow-up, and yeah, all the CTs. Just Lulu that has fallen. But for the rest part, it is completely clean. And that's how you would like to see it, not, of course, how a couple of previous rounds were going. It's very funny, actually. On both teams, they struggle with a round against pistols, or primarily pistols. This time around, though, EndGame, do it nice and clean. Slowly build up that money again. And that's actually, ooh, a missed Molotov, giving a lot of rooms now for that T side. There will be a spam for the smoke, but might be good for a bomb plant. They are still okay. It's getting a little bit of heat and a nice nade to just, to top things off. Now, everyone swipe right up the map. All 5 the CTs alive. And yeah, this is, oh, actually, nope. Nani takes one down for the team, but it's all good. EndGame is nearing the end of their own map now, being on 14 rounds.
You love to see a double nade kill. I mean, probably not if you're Black Dragons on the receiving end, but nothing more satisfying than throwing out a HE grenade and taking down 2 players. Obviously, it was the unarmored pistols, so going to do a lot more damage there. And, well, there's a lot of work now for Black Dragons if they want to bring it back. This is their next chance this round. They've got the full buy. 1 Galil and Dina, but AKs across the board. We've seen some really solid performances out of Nani, out of Goddess, out of Youngher. If they can continue that form, maybe we can talk about the comeback. But it is slowly slipping away. The money now built up for EndGame, so even if they lose this round, they will have the full buy into the next as well. So it is a full uphill battle for Black Dragons if they want to try and put up a bit more of a score here on the T side. See this round slowly play out. T is just looking for info. No crazy aggression this time. They know how important this round is. The flick, she gets tested here. She has the chance there, but the flick goes a little bit aside. She's going to drop a smoke here to allow her to reposition. This player close here, but Naomi's actually going to be the one that chimes in to find her. Now Leflix can sit back on this angle, play around the smoke a bit. Youngher, if she's not careful and peeks out too wide, she could get spotted here. But that is her position. She dominated that on her CT side, so she's fully aware that Leflix could be here, and it's actually going to be Coldzena who finds a player lurking on B. Now the T's a little bit split. You can see that all 3 players are on different parts of the map. Comes disadvantage towards them, and Lulu on the aggression, going to catch out Goddess, brings her down after 2 little engagements, and now the T's going to be forced to go into B. They've got some smokes on them, enough to get into the site, but it looks like they're going to go for the dry peek here, and Coldzena spots the players out. That smoke going to come down, but she might even consider pushing through this with the teammates behind her. That flash coming through. Gonna peek off this. Players both caught behind sight boxes here. Lulu finds one and Dina. She's all alone with everything to do. Goes down, and that's going to be 15 now on the board for EndGame. Looking super solid here on their map pick.
And our CT side is definitely very, very solid and strong, and Black Dragons is simply struggling with the economy. Just not able to convert onto a second round after they have won one. Yeah, and then you're just back to square one. You have to rebuild it, and with EndGame already, you know, being on 8 and then the pistol, it all kind of spiraled down from there. So now they are on map point. I mean, obviously, this is their map pick, and up next, we will move down to Inferno. But yeah, we would have to wait and see. Perhaps it could all change up its head, and with this solid of a CT side, which most likely will be also where they will be starting on Inferno, could be a very good setup for map number 2.
Yeah, and I'm feeling like I might have been wrong on that 2-0 pick for Black Dragons. They are obviously the favorites in this series, and one of the things that we highlighted, Julie highlighting the kill feed here, taking down Cold. She is traded out by Leflix though. It's actually going to be an A execute coming through. It's going to be the last hurrah for the T's. Managed to get the smokes down, but Lulu, she's so close behind Viola. This flank is going to be critical.
Oh, she will make some noise though with the flashbang. Perhaps trying to divert some attention onto her while the rest of the team also creeps closer, but she does now grab the kill onto Nani, and so eager for even more, swings around. Sadly, a third might not be it. And all the pressure is onto Junger. The bomb is planted for her. Now a smoke on the bomb. That's one kill, sadly. The tap not happening, and simply too little amount of time. You can even see Lulu was a little bit sad, but